I don't know if I should hold the camera like this or like this. Anyways. Method number 2, which might be a little bit high in some parts. Method number 2, which I'm still trying to figure out ways to get these. They're unstable on here. They'll fall off if the wind blows too hard. So I'm just leaving. I have what I have. I'll go back and try and get these peas to grow up here. That's method number 2, because method number 1, not only does it not work so much, but it took a lot of work. This is what I'm using to stake these peas so they can run up. They're gonna get about 36 inches, that's 3 feet. And this method took me maybe 2 hours for everything, and they're not really pulling the peas off the ground too well. Kind of, not really. But this method took me less than an hour. You see? All I did was grab some bamboo, chop them in, I don't know, 3-foot sections. Okay, they've got compartments in them. Let me show you this. They've got compartments in them, and I grabbed some low-hanging branches to look for some V's, and then I throw the bamboo there. And as I was showing you with the fence, they fit inside of each other, and it's stable. And then I can get the peas to wrap around here. And these are just barely too short to fit up here, but they will, or at the very least they'll be able to wrap their tendrils around this one and climb up. So that's how you keep your, if the peas lay on the ground, they will die. They will rot. The bugs will get them more easily. And yeah, this garden's a mess. After this process of staking the peas, and this can be done, this system can be done. If I had a football field, I could do, you know, a football field worth of peas just like this. Meanwhile, you know, and I'm honoring the spacing that would be on the packets. Well, I'm trying something. I planted in 4s, so I put a square of holes in here. This one is actually growing in 4s because I replanted. Look, there's some right there. There's some growing right there. Then you see new ones growing there and there. So I grew in sections of 4. Boom, and then I planted radishes in between, and then 4, and then there should have been radishes there, but it didn't come up. And as I pick the radishes, because they're early to mature, you see this one throwing flowers off. Those are like white flowers. I have one giving off purple flowers. I'll show that one in a second. More like pink, but it's pretty cool. Then I'll pull the radishes and replace them with beets. Then, even though the first planting of them died, I do have watermelon growing in the middle so that the vines can grow in the middle of this. And I would plant, like, this is one row, and it's all peas, radishes, beets, and watermelon. And I planted arugula underneath this baseboard. I just don't see it popping up, so I don't know. I don't see any arugula growing in here. So who knows what the story with that is. I might just get rid of it all. Oh no, We've got an invader. It's the second one I've seen this year, so I might have to do the beer can trick. Damn birds ain't getting them. I'll just throw him back from where he came. It'll take him like a month to get back. But I do have some watermelon growing in here. There's another one. And they grow along the center of this. And this is a system that I like to use. I'm still learning about companion planting. And it's not all, for example, peas put nitrogen in the soil. I know that beets feed on calcium. So planting beets next to a crop that does not feed heavily on calcium, that's how you keep the soil balanced, so you don't have to worry about rotating and feeding the soil. Anything beyond something like, sorry, that dog is distracting me. Anything beyond something like, and now I'm drawing a blank, compost tea, which is highly aerated, and the cornfield is an absolute mess. It just looks like a grass field for the most part. It's nothing but grass. It's I got Lyme disease last year, and oh, look at these guys. Get them. Get them, Dita. Anyways. It's a mess because I've just finished. I do this in stages. So I'll come through with a bucket and weed everything out. I'll make this look really good. There's no point in trying to make it look good all year round, just trying to have things not go to seed, which I haven't been doing too good of a job, but better than last year, so every year is an improvement. But remember these corn patches that I have growing? Well, I planted some bush beans. You think these are the garbanzo beans around it, and you can see them popping up right here. So I'm finished with the stage of, I cleaned up everything in the planting stage, and now that everything's emerging, I need to do some more weeding to give these to make these the dominant plants. And these are some of the beans. So let's see if we can get lucky and spot the beans growing here. And we can, and I get hit with rust every year. As you can see here, that's probably rust right here. And yikes. I imagine that the birds are plucking some of these, because I don't have any beans growing up here in this path, which is a disaster. Wow. There are no beans growing. Okay, here's one. Look at this thing. Maybe they're just slow to sprout. There's a bean. There's another one popping up. So, oh, here we go. I just need to take care of them. They're growing. They're growing. It's just going to take some time. Look at these. This was the problem I ran into this year. They're flowering already, but they have no vegetative growth on them. This one's doing nice. I'll brag about that one. And remember, I planted all different kinds of beans. So, yeah, that's the next video you'll see. I'll have everything weeded. Like, uh-oh, this is going to seed. That's grass. I gotta get rid of that as soon as possible. But eventually I'll have everything weeded. Might even have some beans. Might even have some beans. Excuse me, peas. that are popping up. And these are the flowers I was talking about. These radish flowers. See, they're pink. It's very nice. Bees, they don't see color. Oh, look at that. It's not a honeybee, but it's a carpenter bee. In the thistle, you can't see it in the camera. It's a carpenter bee. I've seen one honeybee all year, and I didn't have any flowers. But I see a couple carpenter bees here. It's a good thing. Yeah. They don't see colors exactly as we see colors, but they are attracted to the colors of the flowers. And that's why it's good to have a nice variety of color in your garden to attract these pollinator insects. Something's eating my strawberries because I haven't gotten a single strawberry yet. But I don't know what these flowers are. When I was landscaping with the company that was doing condos and we were weeding, I would take the cups that people would have lying around from lunch, you know, like Wendy's cups, Dunkin' Donuts cups, and I'd fill them with soil, and I'd just take one plant or two plants, and I planted them. And so I've got some random flowers growing here. I've got to weed that out, but as I was looking at them, I realized I have a treasure trove of sorrel growing here. That's what these are. This is the shape of sorrel leaves. It's like a spear, and my favorite, like, wild green to eat because it's lemony. It's almost got a citrus flavor to it. It's very sweet. Very sweet. So, well, that's my garden. Not much else is going on. Got this stuff, which was a packet full of random flowers, like edible herbs and flowers. They're doing nicely. Carrots are taking off. So it's just the waiting game, and I'll have this all looking like new over the next week, and then I'll update.